4 Zodiac signs who think everything is about them. The human ego is a complex operating system, but some individuals possess an internal architecture that automatically positions them as the absolute gravitational center of every narrative. This isn't necessarily malicious narcissism. It is a profound, subconscious psychological bias where all external data is aggressively filtered through their own personal lens. They frequently interpret entirely unrelated events, shifts in tone, or environmental changes as direct reactions to their existence. Let's count down the 4 signs most prone to intense main character syndrome. Number 4, Aquarius. Their self-centeredness manifests not as a demand for superficial attention, but as a chilling, impenetrable God complex. They operate on a framework of absolute intellectual sovereignty, fundamentally believing their specific systemic analysis of reality is the only objective truth. When others disagree, they automatically assume the opposing party is simply less evolved or incapable of grasping their visionary logic. They filter every societal shift and interpersonal conflict through their own rigid, highly theoretical doctrines, genuinely baffled when the rest of the world fails to conform to their calculated blueprints. This intense intellectual isolation causes them to interpret any deviation from their conceptual ideals as a direct, personal affront to their unmatched brilliance and foresight. Number 3, Capricorn. Their intense self-focus is disguised as supreme, unwavering authority and a heavy monopolization of structural responsibility. They inherently believe they are the sole load-bearing pillar in any dynamic, convinced that if they do not control the outcome, absolute catastrophe will inevitably follow. They process the world entirely through the lens of their own grueling ambitions, frequently dismissing the struggles of others as inefficient or severely lacking in discipline. Because they measure all value against their own relentless internal metrics, they assume every failure or success in their vicinity is a direct reflection of their personal management. They constantly project their rigid, unforgiving standards onto everyone else, operating under the assumption that their methodology is the only valid reality. Number 2, Aries. Their internal framework operates on a hyper-accelerated survival instinct that completely bypasses the consideration of external variables. They exist in a state of perpetual, immediate urgency, where their own desires, frustrations, and impulses are always the absolute loudest frequency in the room. This isn't calculated manipulation. It is a visceral, biological lack of psychological object permanence regarding the autonomy of others. When they encounter friction, they interpret it entirely as a personal challenge to their momentum, rather than a separate entity with its own valid existence. Their reality is a blazing tunnel vision, where every single interaction, delay, or environmental shift is rapidly processed as a direct, immediate reaction to their kinetic force and forceful presence. Number 1, Leo. Taking the top spot, their psychological architecture is designed to function as the absolute, indisputable gravitational core of any ecosystem they inhabit. They subconsciously process every action, comment, and shift in atmospheric mood as a direct reflection of their own internal dignity and radiating influence. If someone is upset, they immediately search for how they caused it, entirely unable to conceive of a narrative where they are not the primary catalyst. Their ego is so profoundly intertwined with their external environment that they view the people around them as an extended supporting cast, existing merely to reflect their internal lighting. Everything is fundamentally personalized, filtering the entire universe through the lens of their own grand, inescapable central radiance. Conclusion: navigating an intensely self-centered dynamic requires strong boundaries and a firm grip on your own independent reality. Let me know your sign and thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.